Living beyond 60. Letting go and living freely. Reaching the age of 60 and beyond can be one of life's greatest gifts. It's a time when we gain the wisdom to shed unnecessary burdens we've carried for years. Too often, we accumulate worries, obligations, and material possessions, only to realize they don't bring us the happiness we expected. It's like carrying too much emotional and mental baggage. Now is the time to lighten the load and embrace life more freely. Life is too short to dwell on what doesn't matter. As we age, we discover that true happiness lies not in grand achievements or possessions, but in simple moments, the small joys that don't require much effort. We no longer need to meet others' expectations or pretend to be someone we're not. At this stage, we can finally be ourselves, free from masks and obligations, and that freedom is liberating. This phase of life encourages us to turn inward and ask, what really matters to me? By letting go of what no longer serves us, we create space for a calmer, more joyful existence. Life doesn't have to be complicated. It's possible to live simply, with fewer attachments, and still find peace and happiness. 1. Excessive worry about what others think. One of the first burdens we realize we can release is the excessive preoccupation with other people's opinions. We spend so much of our younger years trying to please others, constantly measuring our worth against their expectations. Whether it's striving to fit into societal norms, seeking approval from family, or trying to impress our peers, the constant need for external validation can be exhausting. By the time we reach 60, we realize how heavy this burden is and how unnecessary it has been. We start to understand that living a life dictated by the expectations of others only adds stress and limits our personal freedom. At this point in life, we have learned enough to trust ourselves and our own values. We no longer need to seek approval from others to feel worthy. We can live authentically, free from the constant worry of what others think, and this is incredibly freeing. When we let go of this preoccupation, we make room for a more peaceful, self-assured life. 2. The need to please everyone. After 60, many of us realize that we no longer need to please everyone around us. For much of our lives, we may have been driven by a desire to keep the peace, make others happy, and avoid conflict. While being kind and considerate are valuable traits, constantly bending over backwards to meet everyone's needs can be exhausting. Over time, we learn that we cannot make everyone happy, and trying to do so only drains our energy and robs us of our personal happiness. Letting go of the need to please others means prioritizing our own well-being, setting healthy boundaries, and being okay with saying no when necessary. It's liberating to realize that our worth is not determined by the approval of others. 3. Material possessions and clutter. Another thing that becomes less important after 60 is the accumulation of material possessions. Many of us spend years collecting things, furniture, clothes, gadgets, believing that they'll bring us happiness or status. However, over time, we come to see that these possessions don't really add to our well-being. They can become burdens that tie us down, requiring maintenance, storage, and energy. As we get older, we begin to value experiences over things, and simplicity becomes more appealing. Letting go of the clutter, both physical and emotional, can create a sense of freedom and openness. Living with less allows us to focus on what truly matters, and it feels good to know that we no longer need to hold on to things for the sake of appearances or past habits. 4. Unhealthy relationships. Over time, we also learn the importance of letting go of relationships that drain us. We may have spent years trying to fix or maintain toxic relationships, whether they are with family members, friends, or romantic partners. As we age, we realize that our time and energy are precious, and we no longer need to invest in relationships that do not nourish or support us. Letting go of unhealthy relationships means surrounding ourselves with people who lift us up, who love us for who we are, and who encourage our personal growth. It's about letting go of the guilt that comes with ending a relationship that no longer serves us and recognizing that we deserve the peace that comes with healthy, supportive connections. 5. The fear of change. Another burden we can release is the fear of change. For much of our lives, we may have been afraid of stepping out of our comfort zones or embracing the unknown. Whether it's starting a new chapter, changing careers, or trying something new, the fear of change can hold us back. After 60, we often come to a place where we realize that change is a natural part of life. Embracing it becomes less intimidating. We begin to see change as an opportunity for growth, exploration, and self-discovery. Letting go of the fear of change allows us to embrace new experiences with open arms and an open mind. 6. Perfectionism. Many of us have spent years striving for perfection, whether in our careers, our appearance, or our relationships. However, after 61, we realize that perfection is an illusion. It's exhausting and unnecessary. We start to embrace our imperfections as part of who we are and let go of the need to be flawless in every aspect of our lives. Letting go of perfectionism frees us to live more authentically. It allows us to make mistakes, learn from them, and grow without fear of judgment. Life becomes more enjoyable when we stop holding ourselves to impossibly high standards and start accepting ourselves as we are. Blank. By letting go of these 9 burdens, we free ourselves to live more fully, more peacefully, and more joyfully. The wisdom gained over the years has shown us that we don't need as much to be happy. We simply need to be true to ourselves and embrace the freedom that comes with letting go. Life after 60 can be a time of liberation, where we focus on what truly matters and create space for the simple joys that make life worth living.